I used to say, get your clients out of the basement and onto the market.
Oh, I like that.
Hire someone who has no personal attachment and is going to give you honest feedback.
Today I'm so excited because not only do I have Lisa Rigoni here, but also she's a published author. Had we done this a few weeks ago, the book wouldn't have been available. So anyways, Lisa Rigoni with the Organizing Mentors, and she is crucial to my business, but to everybody in general. But real quick, tell me about you and the business and when you started.
We moved here 2004. I had a personal training business in Chicago. I had a 6-month-old. Started teaching at the Y, doing little classes here and there, and then had play dates and made friends and stuff, and started in garages with my girlfriends. Oh my gosh, my garage is such a mess. Let's do something about it, because I loved organizing. It was just something I did. And then they referred me to a friend and another friend, and I was like, okay, I have to have a business. I'm in people's homes. And then my girlfriend said, we're redoing the basement. Can I hire you to do that? And she's like, you're so good at this. You should make this a business. I'm like, it's not a business.
Right.
I found out this was something that I used to do to calm myself, but I was really good at it. I realized people were not. And there we go. And that's 14 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Well, that's awesome. Amazing story. I love that. Why do you think it's important for people to have an organizer come in if they're moving?
If they're moving, yeah. And I even tell people, even if you're not going to move for 2 years, just start looking at your house differently. Because you know, and most people know, that last 3 months or 4 months getting the house ready, you're doing your financials. There's so much stress.
Right.
To have to go through your stuff alone. They want to keep everything. I always say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Like my husband and I are kind of planning on moving. Okay, so let's start looking at stuff we don't need. And then you just slowly go through one bite at a time. So then you're like, okay, a year out, we're starting to get pre-approval. We're, doing all that stuff because it's mentally challenging. And so is organizing. And that's a reason why hire someone who has no personal attachment and is going to give you honest feedback. We don't care what you keep, we don't care what you get rid of, as long as it means something, it serves a purpose to you. And especially if you start that year or two before, or even 6 months, let's go through those boxes.
So what I'm hearing is, if you're thinking about moving the next few years, which a lot of people think about, kids are off to college, babies are coming, downsizing, there's never a wrong time to start the process.
No.
It's really good advice.
Yeah. And that saves you a lot. LITL, let it go.
Right.
Let it go. Intentional.
Okay.
And that's where, I don't know, should I keep Grandma's china? Are we gonna use it? Are the kids gonna use it? Do they want it?
Ask your children.
Ask your children, and if you have stuff for them, box it up for Christmas or their birthdays.
Here you go. Merry Christmas.
And then they use me again because they don't know what to do with the stuff you gave them. But really and like my book is all about finding out why you're keeping it. You can keep everything in your house. Let's just find a place for it. And if it's useful. So, and transform. You're ready for the realtor to come in and just stage.
Right.
And also you've transformed a little bit. And then love it and live it.
And then love it and live it. Little. So tell me about like the first consultation. What does that normally entail?
With a mover, with someone moving. Every job we do starts with let it go. We can walk around the house. What do you know you don't want?
So do you help them organize?
Yes. I'll come in for a consultation. You bring me in. Sometimes they don't need me or one of my team.
Okay.
We come in a little bit more as like coach to say, okay, let's talk this through. Let's ask the right questions.
Right.
I'm partial to hiring an organizer because it gets done a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I used to say, get your clients out of the basement and onto the market.
Oh, I like that. What are costs more or less associated
we
with?
charge an hourly rate,
Okay.
and we have a 3-hour minimum. I found 3 hours is a good chunk of time to actually see a difference.
Okay.
To start a project, finish a project. So we're going to teach you how to do something, 3-5 hours, whatever they can afford and what's in their budget, and then do a little homework until next time we come.
I just did an interview with my guys moving. And how they measure their costs are by weight. So with what advice that you're giving is really smart. I've never thought about it until now. If you're gonna be downsizing and getting rid of 3-bedroom furniture sets.
If you downsize, I think the average was like you save 22% in moving costs. And that was like maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow. Versus like, let's just move everything,
Let's
figure
just
it out
move
later.
it and we'll unpack it on the side. No, we just found 5 boxes from 10 years ago move or
Right.
20 years ago move that are full of mice, and now you have to throw everything away. That's a lot of my garages and basements. It's easier to declutter that way.
Sure.
But then you don't know what's in there. And
Yeah.
you might have lost stuff. We do take things away for donation, kind of just, on our way home. And it's usually Habitat or places like that.
Before we move on to the book real quick, are there any key components to your business in regards to real estate that you feel like we didn't touch on?
Start early. Trust your realtor. Well, it's true.
No, I
A lot
agree.
of people
It's hard.
don't. And don't ask for a discount. They're working their butts off. Really.
And I'll pay you later.
But it's true. It's like we are working hard. We're professionals. We're the experts.
Yeah.
And also, we're also move managers. So we can manage the whole move. And that's what why I love working with realtors, because you guys are on a schedule. Okay, we're painting upstairs. Okay, so let's declutter upstairs first. So we project manage basically the whole move.
Awesome. Okay. So we're going to shift real quick, talk about her book that just came launched, 17 Spatulas and a Man Who Fried an Egg. Real quick.
Yep.
Tell us what this is about.
I think. It is Rumi's quote, which I've lived by my whole life. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go of anything.
Right.
With my clients, what I found was the struggle that it was. I met a woman who had 17 spatulas, and she taught me the value of something that feels good in your hand, and keep the things you love, no matter what they look like to anybody else. For my business, I used to say, we can help with the 17 spatulas in your garage, or in your house, or get your cars in your garages. And then I met a woman who had 17 spatulas. I thought that was crazy. Or we can do whole house moves and purges and help you, pack up and move and unpack. And then the Man Who Fried an Egg is a gentleman who I worked with for about 8 years. And he was my first hoarding client who reached out to me through a therapist. The transformation he made in those 8 months was overwhelming. After 8 months, he couldn't use his kitchen. He fried an egg in his kitchen for the first time in 8 years.
That's huge.
It's huge. And I went through a lot during that time also, and he was there for me. And so I thought, when I was writing the book too, when I thought about his story, was he couldn't have been there for me if he hadn't been there for himself and done this work of finding out, that's why I'm holding that, all that stuff. And he was trying to protect himself, which really was just isolating himself. So these are stories of almost 2 decades of working with my clients, and the universal theme of holding on and letting go of stuff, mentally and physically. Regret, guilt. Therapists say you hold on to stuff because it serves you.
Yeah.
And you have to let things go when they stop serving you. Stuff physically and mentally.
I think that it's common for everybody. So you're not by yourself. It's hard for us to let go of things and memories.
Oh, me too.
And so this is really awesome. So I'm so glad that we recorded when we did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, so great.
The best way for somebody to contact you, other than me, is how can they find you on all the platforms? What's your number? Just put it out there.
Phone number is it's my direct line, 703-434-9585. Website is theorganizingmentors.com. Book is theorganizingmentors.com/book, or on Amazon. And Facebook and all those are the Organizing Mentors. So it's been a journey.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful and grateful for partners like you who trust us with your clients.
Of course.
Because it's hard.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank
This is
you.
awesome.
Thank you, guys.